So I did my first international trip recently using credit card points. So I just paid recently 10,000 rupees for 8 nights stay in a four-star, five-star properties in Thailand, without any paid memberships or any premium memberships of any hotel.
Hey, hi, Chinmay.
Right.
Welcome to yet another episode on Stays Unlocked with Credit Cards. This is the first of its kind we are doing together on this. Earlier, we had discussed on the overall trips, but first, give an overview of your recent trip to Thailand, then we'll deep dive into it.
So hi Prathamesh, thanks once again for inviting me. So I went to Thailand in June along with my wife. We went over there for roughly 9 days, 8 nights, 9 days from 14th to 22nd June. And I stayed at Phuket, Koh Samui, and Krabi. There's three places for these eight
Okay.
nights over there.
And in if you can share in short, what was the overall kind of points redemption you did for this trip before we deep dive into it? So for 8 nights, what was the overall stay package and how much you availed out of the Accor points?
Okay, so I did all my stays, all 8 night stays through Accor. I mean, in Accor hotels, and we stayed for 2 nights
Yeah.
in Phuket, 4 nights in Koh Samui, and 2 nights in Krabi. So for these 8 nights overall, the bill tariff, I mean, the room tariff bill was around 66,000, and
Yeah.
I roughly paid out 54,000 out of that, 55,000 out of that through the points. That is almost 80%
Okay.
value I paid it through the credit card points, and only roughly remaining 10, 11,000 taxes I paid by my own through cash.
Yeah. Why I'm kindly interested is because we have been together in this credit card journey, right? And out of both of us, availing the Accor points or using the Access cards to trip of international trip using Accor points, you were the first one to do it, right? I did it afterwards, and I will share my experience later in the video. But I would like you to take us through each of the stays, like which properties you booked and what was the amount, what was the kind of points redeemed for it so that we get a detailed idea of how you went along it. And then in the later part, you can share what were the kind of major spends you did, kind of strategy to accumulate those points in the previous year, right?
So first 2 nights we did a stay in Phuket, in Grand Mercure Phuket Patong property. It's a five-star property. We stayed there for 2 nights. The price for 2 nights was roughly 24, 25,000, and I redeemed 10,000 points for it, and against which I saved 20,000 rupees, 20,000, 21,000 rupees. So this was the first
Yeah.
time. So I only paid 5,000 rupees over and above that. The second stay
Yeah.
was in Koh Samui. We took a 4 nights stay in Koh Samui in Ibis Samui Bufut property. Again, a Accor property,
Yeah.
and I believe it's a four-star property, for which the charges were around 32,000, and I redeemed 14,000 points for it, which saved around 29,000 rupees for me. So remaining
Nice.
3,000 or something, which what I paid by cash. And the last one was Krabi. We took a 2 night stay in Krabi, last 2 nights. The price was pretty, I got a good deal in the first place. So the price for 2 nights was around 19,000 rupees. And I just redeemed 2,000 points for it because I had already redeemed quite a good amount of points before this stay. So I redeemed 2,000 points for this, and I saved around 4,000 rupees. So the remaining around 5,000 is what I paid through the cash. So overall, like I said before, the expense was around 65, 66,000. I redeemed around 25, 26,000 points, and the money which I saved was around 53, 54,000 rupees. So out of the 66, 54,000 is what roughly is what I paid just by
Correct.
points. So 11,000 is roughly which I paid over and above this amount.
So that's around, I guess, if you see 80
Yeah,
to 85
correct.
percent of savings on your
Yeah,
trip, and that to a foreign trip,
yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Uh, So since we both are newbies into this world, this was done without availing any membership, right, of Accor.
So
So we are not referring to any Accor membership or discounts. This pure booking via an Accor app, no Accor membership, just redeeming your credit card points, right?
exactly. So this was without any deals or without any paid membership. I just had Accor All membership, which is a free. Anyone can register for it. You don't need any premium or you don't need to pay any charge for it or don't need to. There is no requirement that the first stay has to be a
Yeah, that's basically
paid.
when you sign up, you
Yeah.
get a default membership,
Yes.
classic membership
Yes.
of them.
Correct. Correct. It's a
Yeah,
classic membership, and it's nothing like that that you need to pay for your first stay in cash or something.
correct.
Also, one
Yeah,
thing which I wanted to highlight over there, all these stays were including
yeah,
breakfast. And for
yeah,
my, for safety or like a backup, I I had all these bookings with free cancellation till like 24 hours before
yeah,
the stay. So, that increases the amount as well. So, just to highlight that point.
yeah,
So, even I got those things
yeah.
into this amount and with all the points.
So, can you give us an idea like which credit cards you had, basis which you accumulated those points and then transferred to Accor so that we can get an idea of your strategy?
Sure. So, I had a preliminary, I had two access cards. One is access privilege and an access atlas. So first, if you go to access
Okay.
privilege, which by the way I've discontinued now because I don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
had roughly around 22,000 edge reward points in access privilege card,
Yeah.
which I transferred
Yeah.
it to Accor. Now the transfer rate for access privilege is not very attractive. It's pretty
Yeah.
low,
Yeah.
but obviously the base reward rate is higher. So
It's 10 to
it's
1,
10 to 1,
10
yeah.
to 1 for every.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
10 edge reward points is equivalent to one partner point, which is Accor in this case,
Yeah.
which is not a very good
Yeah.
or attractive ratio, but still you get that. So
True.
21 to 22,000 points meant 2100 or 2200 Accor points. One is that.
Right.
Then comes the major chunk, the monster, I would say, when it comes to the point transfer in right now, which I am aware about in the transfer market, is Axis Atlas. Now, Axis
Yeah.
Atlas has some amazing transfer rate. So, one Axis Atlas Edge Mile. So, you get Edge Miles on Atlas. One Edge Mile is
Yeah.
equivalent to two partner points. That is two Accor points in this
Yeah.
case. I
Yeah.
transferred whooping 12,000 edge miles, which were converted to 24,000 Accor points in my Accor account.
Yeah.
And as you know,
Yeah.
each Accor point is in turn worth around
Yeah.
1.8 rupee right now, or
2 rupees, in fact,
2 rupees in fact.
in the current economy. In fact,
Yes,
you also got, if we see, for 10,000 points, it was 20,605 the saving.
correct.
So approximately 2.05
Approximately
rupees. Yeah.
1.92 rupees because of the recent depreciation of
Yeah.
rupee against euro. Yes,
Yeah. Correct. So I think you rightly mentioned that you close the access privilege because I guess the reward rate is pretty poor for that,
correct,
especially when you hold a card like Axis Atlas.
correct.
So Chinmay, for accumulating those points, like if we look at it in plain vanilla terms, one edge mile per 50 rupees, right? It will take a lot of spends to accumulate
Correct.
this kind of points in thousands. So what were the key strategies used to accumulate, like regular spends or some key expenses which you always approach in a certain way, which helps you accumulate these points, right? So that you can use them for such trips.
Yeah. So I won't deep dive into the access privilege edge reward points much
Yeah.
because, like I said, I've discontinued with that card, but I got I think so pretty much good edge reward points by signing up for the card. They I think give some bonus 9-10,000 edge reward points, and then I had used that card for almost 1 year, from I think so
Okay.
23 to 24. Before I understood about
Okay.
Access Atlas, I understood what how valuable the card is. So till that time, I was using
Yeah.
the privileged one, which was not very attractive. Now coming down to the Access Atlas card. Now Access Atlas, like you said,
Yeah.
the base rate is 2 edge
Yeah.
miles per 100 rupees spent. And now even
Yeah.
that is not in itself on a standalone basis. It's not a bad, I would say, rate
Yeah.
if you compare with many other cards. But still,
Yeah, because 2 edge miles over here means 4 Accor
yes,
points, and 4 Accor points means 8 rupees
exactly.
in value. That is 8%
Exactly. So
return
on the
against
base,
100
yeah,
spends.
exactly. So on base spent, let's say I just spent it
Yeah.
on any shop where they don't accept
Yeah.
any vouchers or Amazon Pay or something like that, and you
Right.
have to pay by card, right? That
Yeah.
happens a lot of times. So for that also you get 8% back. So that's why I said that
Yeah.
the base rate itself is not bad at all. But when you come to taking the game, when it comes to taking the game to the next level, which I have many times I pretty much learned from you, is there are certain spends on which you get accelerated edge miles. Now on Access
Yeah.
Atlas, they have their own edge reward portal, edge travel edge portal, sorry,
Yeah.
through which you can do
Yeah.
hotel bookings, flight bookings, where you get 5 edge miles instead of two for every 100 rupees spent. So that is one
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
Then, and this is pretty much there for, I would say such ratios are there for many cards in the market. But
Yeah.
actually the game where it changes and why Access Atlas, I love that card, is this is extended also to direct bookings of flights and hotels through the websites. So
Yeah.
if I have to book a
Yeah.
Indigo flight, rather than doing it
Yeah.
through Make My Trip or any other travel portal aggregator, if I do it via Indigo website, where I have seen a lot of
Yeah.
times the rates are pretty similar, you will
Yeah.
still get that 5 edge miles per 100 rupees spent.
Yeah.
So whatever
Correct.
journeys I did, even the flight tickets for Thailand, it was Indigo because that was the cheapest option available. A direct flight which has started from
Correct.
Mumbai to Krabi also now. So I had a flight from
Yeah.
Mumbai to Phuket and then back from Krabi to Mumbai. So this flight
Yeah.
also I had booked it through Indigo directly.
Yeah.
Flight now just as I remember, the flight ticket was around 29,000 rupees per person. As I said,
Yeah.
we are two of us, me and my wife. So it was
Yeah.
56,000 rupees for us round trip.
Correct.
And now 5 edge miles on that brings to almost
It comes to
2600.
3,500, 3,300. Yeah. 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 3,000, around
Around
3,000.
3,000, yeah,
Yeah.
roughly around 2,500,
Yeah.
3,000 points,
Yeah.
edge miles. Now that is equivalent to 6,000 Accor points, and it is equivalent to down to 12,000 worth Accor spending. So 12,000 on year
Yeah.
50, 56, 58,000 spends, which is more than
Yeah.
20%, I think. So 20% rate.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these are the, I think these are the
And
tracks.
also the major chunk is via the spend milestone
Yes, obviously.
on the Axis
Yeah, yeah.
Atlas.
And they do
Yeah,
have
you
a,
spend 3 lakh.
correct, exactly. They do have the edge, the milestone. The first milestone is a 3.5 lakh rupees spent, if I'm not
3
wrong.
lakhs.
And you get
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
2,500 edge miles, I believe, on
Yeah.
that. Then second comes at 7,000, 7,50,000.
Yeah.
Then so on, 12 lakh
Again
or
20
something.
lakhs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the moment you hit 7,50,000 in a year, the next year when you renew it, I still may need to double check this point, but as far as I have read, I remember the moment you hit 7,50,000 milestone, you are transferred into gold tier. They have these tiers. You go transferred to
Yeah.
gold tier, and next year when you pay the renewal fee, which is around 6,000 rupees plus including GST, you get 2,500 rupees
Yeah.
as a bonus
Yeah.
age miles.
2,500 age
25
miles.
age miles,
So,
correct.
so the point is, people generally while availing ask, why should I pay 5,000
Yeah,
fees, right? But when you look at the when you do the spends on such trips, right, and you get 80 to 85% savings on a trip, that is the time you understand the value of it, and you primarily a person who does travel regularly or at least does one or two major trips in a year, they should obviously opt for this
exactly.
and use this strategy to book the hotels. Because if you're not booking hotels via Accor or Marriott or the transfer partners or the flights as well, then you won't get the returns. If you're just redeeming it for vouchers, where the ratio is very poor for converting H miles to vouchers, then you are making a loss, net loss, right? But if you're using
Exactly.
it for trips,
Exactly.
then
I
it's the
think
best use case. So even yeah,
yeah, I think you're correct. I mean, wherever possible and wherever this is feasible, like wherever you have those properties. I mean, in Asia, you have a lot of properties.
yeah,
In Europe, you have a lot of Accor
yeah,
properties because it's a European group.
yeah.
So you should definitely go for it because the properties are worth also. These are all 4 star. We are talking about 3 star, 4 star, 5 star properties with
Correct.
a very good locations.
So, in fact, post your trip, you did this in June, and I guess you
Yeah.
also booked it pretty prior to your trip, the overall bookings. I had a trip planned in the last week of July, and
Yeah.
I took the Accor membership basis your experience, right? And I bought pretty late, like in first week of August or something. And Accor was running a promo wherein if you take the Accor Plus membership, you get basically 20 status nights, the silver status free, and
Yes, correct.
also 3,000 Accor bonus points. 3,000 Accor bonus points, which is equal to 6,000
6,000 rupees.
rupees in,
So
yeah,
basically,
and all
the
the regional
membership
vouchers.
amount went down by
Yeah,
6,000 rupees on the
yeah.
very first day
And I
itself.
paid for I paid for the membership in
That's Atlas,
Accor points by transferring my Axis Horizon credit card
for which
points.
you will
So I
again
got the
get one is
membership for
to my, I mean, five for every 100 rupees.
yeah. So I took the membership and I did the booking. So it was a trip in India only, Lucknow and Varanasi. But I booked Novotel in Lucknow, and first I got 30% discount on stay because Accor was running a promo. Uh, if you do the bookings via their app, so I got a 30% stay.
Yeah, they do
I
run the
got
offers. I believe there is
discounts
a
on
currently some offer which came in, I think, 2 days back or
yeah,
something. We are talking now
yeah,
in September end, so
correct.
they do have this offers regularly.
Correct. So, in fact, we got additional discounts on food and beverages and spa services we availed at the stay. But the best part was at the checkout, you can again, whatever bill is there, and if you have Accor points in your account, you can pay the remaining bill via
Yeah,
Accor points at the checkout as well. Right. So that was my first experience, and I did it only for one of the stays in Lucknow. But I'm very clear, basis your experience, like you have done it in Thailand, outside India. I have done it in Lucknow in India. So the whole idea is now to plan a trip like you, where even the hotels are done via
correct.
reward points. And again, one thing which both of us have not yet done is booking the flights, maybe for an international trip, purely
Yeah, yeah,
basis credit card reward points. We have gone through a lot of online videos and experiences on X, but we are yet to do it first time. But that is when the fun kicks in, right? When you actually redeem those points and do a trip full basis the credit card reward points, that is when it helps you
exactly.
plan
Yeah, yeah,
trips better, right?
correct.
So, any other tips or tricks which you think were critical while doing this booking, or why Accor?
Um, Nothing much more, I would say. I would just say that whenever anyone is booking any stay or something, just go through this two, three options. And I think choosing the right credit card and spending it in right way. I don't mean that you spend more
Yeah,
to collect the points. No, that's not the
yeah,
purpose.
yeah,
But spend wisely and use
correct.
your cards wherever the card is going to give you the benefit. So, for
Yeah,
example, Atlas, I believe right now, as we are speaking now,
yeah,
Atlas unfortunately has stopped or paused their subscriptions.
yeah,
So I don't know, maybe people might have some other options. Like I believe HSBC Travel Platinum card is something
yeah.
which can go
HSBC
repeated.
Travel One.
Yeah,
That is the
again,
latest
yeah,
trending one
correct,
on the market.
correct. Or Amex, the Platinum Travel, they have again also
That is
started
also
there,
paused. They are also not issuing cards since I guess Feb or March this
but
year.
they have started now, right? I mean, I've got
No, that is
news.
only for Amex Platinum Reserve and Platinum card.
Okay,
So the
so
base
to
cards they
travel
have not yet
platinum travel.
started.
Oh, sorry. Then I think so. HSBC travel
It's
platinum
the
travel or
only one.
something is the
Yeah,
one which can go very well closest when you are a travel,
yeah,
travel guy, because you get all those benefits along with that other benefit which we didn't discuss. And I mean, for new people, there is no point discussing, but it's the lounge access which the Access Atlas had. One of the best lounge programs they had
yeah,
in the
absolutely.
credit card industry. You can take guests,
Yeah,
many number of guests, not just one or two. If you have eight access left, you can take seven guests along with you at one time. So no
yeah,
other card I know at least gives you that kind of a privilege. So
yeah,
choosing the card is one thing, and then trying and then maybe planning few things. If you want to do some vacation or something, dream vacation maybe, which
yeah,
is very expensive. For example, for me, it's
yeah,
Switzerland. Very, very, very super expensive country, as we know. Everything is expensive over there: flights, hotel stays, food, and everything. So in that, if you can get something cheap out of it, or at a discounted price, or like solely paid off through your credit card points, then it helps you to achieve that kind of a goal. So that's the only thing which I have to say.
So thanks, Chinmay. Thanks for sharing your experience. This will help a lot of people who are very hesitant about actually if these things work out or not, or if there are a lot of spends required to actually plan such trips basis reward points, if not free. Thanks for joining in and thanks for sharing your experience. I hope we connect again and share the next trip's experience on the same lines. Maybe a different experience, maybe Taj or Marriott or some
Yeah,
flights experience.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep,
Thanks. Thanks.
thanks. Thanks a lot. Bye.